Hello, I am Bot, and today we're going to be investigating the Slender Man. Now let's dive into it, shall we? The Slender Man is an alleged paranormal figure purported to have been in existence for centuries, covered a large geographic area. Believers in the Slender Man tie his appearance in with many other legends around the world, including Feared Dove, or Dark Man in Scotland, the Dutch Tackman, Ranchman, and the German legend of Der Groveman, or Der Grossman, the Tall Man. Appearance. The Slender Man is a being, male in appearance, who looks like a man with extremely long, slender arms and legs. He also appears to have 4 to 8 long black tentacles that protrude from his back, though different photographs and enthusiasts disagree on this fact, and therefore it is theorized that he can contract these tentacles at will. He is described as wearing a black suit strikingly similar to a visage of a notorious Man in Black, and as the name suggests, appears very thin and able to stretch his limbs and torso into inhuman lengths in order to introduce fear and ensnare its prey. Once his arms are outstretched, his victims are put into something of a hypnosis state, where they are utterly helpless to stop themselves from walking into them. He is also able to create tendrils from his fingertips and back that he uses them to walk on the similar fashion as Dr. Octopus. The human being stretches ability could also be seen as a similarity between himself and Mr. Fantastic. Whether he absorbs, kills, or merely takes his victim to an undisclosed location or dimension is also unknown, as there is never any bodies or evidence left behind in his wake to induce the definite conclusion. His face is pale and slightly ghostly, almost appears to have been wrapped in type of gauze or cloth. His facial features are also an object of debate, and many people believe that his face looks different from each person, if it is seen at all. He sometimes is portrayed as wearing a hat, which is sometimes a bowler, a fedora, and sometimes a top hat. He may also be seen wearing a long flowing necktie or scarf, which is either red or gray. He often keeps his long pale hands crossed politely behind his back to hang loosely at his sides. His suit is black, sometimes portrayed as pinstriped in artwork. A common misconception thanks to the very similar Jack Skellington from Night Before Christmas. He has long coat-tails, which he lets flow proudly. He wears long dress shoes, which are always shiny and perfect gleaming black. Behavior. Much of the fascination with Slender Man is rooted to the overall aura of mystery he is wrapped in. Despite the fact that it is rumored he kills children almost exclusively, it is difficult to say whether or not this is his only objective is slaughter. Oftentimes it is either reported or recorded that he can be found in sections of woods, and these generally tend to be suburban. He also has been reported seen with large groups of children, as many photographs portray. It is commonly thought that he resides in woods and forests to prey on children. He seems concerned with being exposed in the daylight or captured on photos. It is often thought, as well, that he enjoys stalking people who become overly paranoid about his existence, purposefully giving them glimpses of himself in order to further frighten them. For this reason, it seems like Slender Man very much enjoys psychologically torturing his victims. He also often appears to float or drift around rather than walk, which suggests the possibility of him being an ethereal being rather than a creature or a man. This would also explain why he is able to remain mobile in spite of his poorly portrayed body. Even though Slender Man is fabricated or on something awful forms, or was he? Some people have already claimed sightings. He is seen mostly at night, peering through open windows, and walks out in front of lone motorists on secluded roads. His main intentions appear to be kidnapping children, as when he is seen near them in photographs. They usually disappear shortly afterwards. Slender Man has also inspired many stories such as those of marble hornets. In the end, his purpose remains unknown. An interesting take on Slender Man by a Pasta member who is relying on the Marble Hornet series for evidence facts. There has been a big misconception about my pals the Slender Man due to the appearance of this article. He does not have hair or a face. Everything else is correct. There is also some questioning as to whether or not there is more than one. I find that unlikely. It's most likely Slendy fucking with your head in order to make you think that there was more than one, which he has been known to do. As of now, Slender has 3 to 4 known accomplices. There are Hoodie, Masky, the Rake, and possibly the Observer. Not much is known yet because the next episode of the Noah Maxwell ARG has not yet been released. In the Marble Hornets ARG, Hoodie and Masky are possibly his followers. In the Everyman Hybrids ARG, the Rake seems to be working with him, but we aren't really sure if that is true or not. Historical references. Brazilian cave paintings. The earliest argued reference to the legend is within the cave paintings found in the Serra de Capri National Park in the northeast of Brazil, which are believed to date as far back as 9000 BC. These paintings show a strangely elongated character leading a child by the hand, but make no references to the extra appendages. Egyptian hieroglyphics. The next known possible reference to the Slender Man comes from around 3100 BC in Lower Egypt, which references to the Thief of the Gods or the Thief of Kuk, becoming commonplace during the reign of Pharaoh Osner. Hieroglyphic carvings represent the thief were found in the pharaoh's tomb, who was rumored to have some kind of encounter with the entity. The carvings resemble a strange figure with multiple upper limbs, one that has never been found in any other hieroglyphic language. German woodcuts. Renowned German woodcutter Hans Fregenberg created at least 2 dozen woodcuts featuring a character he described as Der Ritter, the Knight. During the mid-60s century, was discovered in Hasselberg Castle in 1883. Whilst Fregenberg was well known for his realistic description of human anatomy, something that was unusual among the woodcuts of the time. These pictures featuring a skeletal, multi-limbed creature. Historians are unsure of the exact symbolic nature of the creature, with some claiming that it is a personification of the religious wars that raged in Europe at the time, while others say it represents the mysterious plagues that have been believed to be the reason for the mysterious abandonment of the Hasselberg Castle in the nearby village of 1543. However, many insist that Fregenberg was attempting to represent Der Grobman, the Tall Man. According to legend, he is a fairy who lives in the Black Forest. Bad children who crept into the woods at night would be relentlessly chased by Der Grobman, who wouldn't leave them be until he either caught them or they were forced to tell their parents of their wrongdoing. Even then, there is a chilling account of an old journal dating back to 1702. My child, my Lars, he is gone, taken from his bed. The only thing that we have found was a scrap of black clothing. It feels like cotton, but it is softer, thicker. Lars came into my bedroom yesterday screaming at the top of his lungs that the angel is outside. I asked him what he was talking about and he told me about some nonsense fairy story about Der Grobman. He said he went out to the groves in our village and found one of our cows dead hanging from a tree. I thought nothing of it at first, but now he is gone. We must find Lars, and my family must leave before we are all killed. I am sorry, my son. I should have listened. May God forgive me. Romanian mythology. There is also a Romanian fairy tale which tells of the legend of the Tall Man, featuring the description which may be taken as referred to Slender Man. The Tall Man stood in the clearing, dressed as a nobleman, all in black. Shadows lay over him, dark as the cloudy midnight. He had many arms, all long and boneless as a snake's, all sharp as swords, and they writhed like worms or on nails. He did not speak, but made his intentions known. In the fairy tale, the Tall Man causes a mother to kill her husband and child before he slid from the fireplace and clenched her on his burning embrace. English mythology. There is also an English myth referring to the Tree Man, whom is known to have a slim body of appendages that looks like a tree branch. He is only known to be seen in the woods, and was used as a story that parents told their children to thwart bad behavior. There have been quite a few disappearances of children that are said to be linked to the Tree Man. That concludes my investigation. Thank you for watching. Make sure to keep an eye on the trees. You may never know if the Slender Man is creeping for you. Have sweet dreams.
What just happened?